The VA Proxy demo is like playing Dark Souls as Merc from Risk of Rain 2. You start by listening to some fellas yap about something that may or may not be important, and then you get to choose an item from 3 that you don't know anything about. One is borderline useless, at least as far as I can tell. One gets you access to a secret boss fight, and the other one makes your movement a lot more funny. You start by not being able to do anything at all, and then you walk around for a bit, and you find a little guy that says he's contractually obligated to be your friend. Having picked up this compulsory companion, you head out and find some fellas minding their own business, which you brutally murder for their body parts, and then you emerge to the rest of the world. Looking for about 30 seconds, you find a giant robot chilling between 2 buildings. Wonder how he got there. Climbing up, this guy lets you enter his head and turn the lights on. Now that somebody is home, a random red guy shows up and slices off his arm with an ability he won't use again. Naturally, you go fight the red version of yourself with a fight that is so genuinely fun and entertaining that it rivals the other game where you fight a red version of yourself. After doing this, you fight the giant robot, which is in fact not dead, in a fight that is significantly less fun, but reminds you of that one game where you fight a giant corpse thing. After winning, the game reminds you that you are not him, in fact, and you lose the fight anyway, until you get to use a fucking orbital cannon to destroy it. Then the demo ends. Fun game. Very small demo, but it lets you get a feel for it. I'm excited for the full version of the game, and I would give the game an A. Oh wait, there's more. If you were bored or wanted to fight the funny red guy again, because that fight is fucking awesome, you might load your save back up, and then you could explore a bit more of the map. It's filled with a few interactable NPCs and a couple of extra boss fights and enemies. Most of these guys drop lore, they're just for the fun fight. The regular enemies around the map are kind of boring to fight, except for where my hug at, and the Dark Souls bosses are a good time, and the executioners are fun as well. But nowhere near as good as the red guy. And then there's a village area that doesn't do anything in the demo, but seems to have a use when the full game drops, and then a couple upgrades around the map, and a maid outfit, because what good game doesn't have a maid outfit? Thanks to all the movement options, especially if you grab that item at the beginning, exploring the map is a lot of fun and rewarding, albeit slow sometimes, and either just finding an NPC to interact with or a secret area with a new enemy or secret boss is very rewarding. The lore of this game is both obvious and obtuse. There's very clearly a war, you are very clearly a special combat robot called a Saint, and the rest is a little harder to piece together. Through memories, NPC interactions, item lore, and the opening sequence, you could piece a couple things together, since you had a rival frenemy named Sin, who is probably the red guy, and you had to do a ritual duel with sometime in the past, and he's probably going to kill you. And I would assume you learn about yourself in the world more in the full game, or there's an entire already explained lore in the game and I'm just too stupid to figure it out. The only 2 problems I have with the game are the combat and the exploration. While I do enjoy going from place to place, there's just kind of a lot of empty space around, and besides the random encounters that just they're not fun and they're not difficult, they're just kind of annoying. And the game does better than a lot of open world games, but I'd still like if I could get around faster if there was a lot more things in between. The second problem is the combat system. It is way too easy. To heal and avoid taking damage, you have to parry, which is an essential part of the game, and it feels pretty great to perfectly time a parry, and I usually do that when I can. But the game does not punish you for just spamming right-click to block every attack in the game, and usually dealing damage depending on the enemy. And there's no punishment for this, you get all your health back, and anyone who complains about it being too difficult is... Come on, buddy. Come on. Granted, I'm not an expert developer, and I don't have a perfect way to fix this, as I don't know how to make games, and I have very little interest in coding, because, oh boy, is that painful. But what I would either do is try to delay the time window, or if it cost energy points to parry, so if you just spam the button, you lose all your energy and you can't parry anymore. But you get your energy back on a successful parry, so you can keep stringing parries together, but you have to hit it each time. So it's not just spam right-click to win. Overall, this game is a fantastic demo, and I cannot wait for the full game. The dev leaks say I'm gonna get a parry on nuke like it's the fucking Red Sea, and I'm itching to do it. Overall, 8 out of 10 demo, and I suspect the full game would be a 9 or a 10 out of 10.